Assalamu alaikum everyone. In today's video what I'm going to do, I will be showing you all my plants I've got, all my plants and vegetables I've grown this season and I've got in my garden. So let's start off with this. Here I've got my Musa Basti, my banana plants. This is another variety of banana plants. And here you can see my large banana plants. Now altogether I've probably got about 24 banana plants. If you count all the little ones I've got along with them. As you can see, I've got a few little baby ones. These are the pups from the big ones. So hopefully I'll grow them all around the garden next season. Now next, what I've got here, you can see I've got sweet pea. These are called sweet pea. This is the first time I've actually grown sweet pea. And we were actually also cooked a few in a bhaji. Now as we get along here, you can see I've also got quite a few hyacinth beans. It's quite a different variety of hyacinth beans than these. As you can see, these ones, they're in the front of my drive. And then I've also got a few which are growing in the side. These are in the side of my garden, on my house, side of my house. Mashallah, they're doing very well. Hopefully, I haven't actually picked any yet this season properly. I've picked a few little ones, but hopefully soon I'll be starting picking them all, putting them in a curry. Now next, what I've got is tomatoes. These are just the normal tomatoes. I've got quite a few tomato plants growing everywhere around the garden, the front drive, garden side, you name it, I've got them. Now also what I've got is the black tomatoes, another variety which are supposed to be more healthier for you. And also they look very pretty, very shiny. Next, what I've got in the front of my drive is I've got these raspberries. Now this year I didn't pick that many raspberries, I've got loads of raspberries though. Here we've got the bitter gourd. I picked a few, about 3 or 4 bitter gourds, nothing more than that apparently. Look at these, sadly they're dying, the little ones are dying, the leaves are turning yellow. And what else I've got is red grapes. This is in the front of my drive, in the upper part of the front drive. Red grapes, I've got a few grapes growing. These are last year's plants. And mashallah, they've already started giving some fruit. And then what I've got on the side and everywhere, all around my house, I've got bottle gourds. Here you can see, this season I've already harvested about 16 to 18 bottle gourds, I believe I've harvested so far, mashallah. I've got a few left, not that many. But I think I probably can get about another 5 or 10. I can probably harvest about another 5 or 10. That's the target and I'll be happy. Now next, let's go into my polytunnel. This is one of my favourite places to sit around and listen to the water falling. As you can see, I've got a few bottle gourds here as well. They're growing. These are new ones. I've already harvested 2 from here. And here I've got my pomelo plant. Pomelo, this is about 10 years old. Lambura they call them in Bengali. No fruits yet on this apparently actually. And this one is a grapefruit. And here you can see some little grapefruits already started to grow, mashallah. I'm not sure how big they'll grow. This is the first season I've actually got this growing fruits on it. So I have no idea, but it looks very nice. Then as we get along here, you can see I've got some mint. I've got loads of mints. Every year I throw them away. So many mints, they just won't stop growing. These are another variety of mints I've grown in a bottle. These are a lot stronger to smell than the other type. As we get along here, I've got runner beans. They've just started to grow. Hopefully I'll get quite a few. There's loads of flowers on them, as you can see. So it's doing well, mashallah. Seems a bit early yet, but I've got a few growing, so can't complain. As we get along here, I've got the white grapes here, as you can see. Look at that, mashallah. There's a lot of them growing on top over there. Not long now, I think I can probably harvest a bunch. I can't wait to taste them. Like I said, first year's fruiting. And then as you get along here, you can see my avocado plant. I've had this for a couple of years now. It just gets taller and taller. It's not looking too healthy. The leaves are a bit yellow. And then I got the basil. This is a basil plant. I'm not quite sure what they call it in Bengali, but as you can see, it's looking good, nice and big, growing every year. And then here we got the kaigua. These they call the Chinese footle in Bengali, but they're actually called kaigua. We've already harvested one lot, second lot ready to be harvested. And here you can see my kiwi plant. Now, I think this is a male kiwi plant. I've not had any kiwi from this yet, but you never know. But it looks good. And then here we've got the spinach plant. As you can see, it's looking nice. Loads of it there, mashallah. It's growing quite big. Here I've got my jackfruit, only jackfruit plant I've got. I had to cut a few leaves off, but it's still alive, couple of years old this is. Next we got, this is custard apple. Got a couple of these custard apple plants as well. They need a bit of care, I haven't had time to look after them. Next, these are mango. I've got a couple of mango trees growing, as you can see. This is last year's, I believe. It's not doing too bad, looks well. Next, I've got the white aubergine. This looks just like an egg. Look at it, just like an egg. This is the only one I got growing. I've also got the normal aubergines, as you can see. They have a lot of names, aubergines do. Eggplant, aubergines, brinjal, call them whatever you want. And next, I've got these are my amaranths. Doogie, Data. They've got quite a few different names, but they're called amaranths in English. Not harvested yet, inshallah I'll do a first harvest soon. Then I've got my taro plant, kosu. These are one of my favourite taro plants, especially when it rains. You get loads of waters settling on top of the leaves. It looks lovely. Now these, I'm not quite sure what they're called. I've got the name of these in English, but in Bengali we call them tunimun kuni. You can put them in curries. They taste very good. And here we got the cilantro, bilati bahor. They've got a few other names to them. They taste delicious in curries. The best smelling out of all the herbs, I reckon this is. They're just lovely. And now we've got the hottest chili in the world. The Carolina Reaper. I've got a couple of these plants. Mashallah, they've got quite a few chilies on them, as you can see. And this is the Trinidad Scorpion Butch Tea, second hottest in the world. And as you can see, they're doing very well, mashallah. Also got black chilies. Got quite a lot of black chilies growing. I've got a good variety of chili plants, as you can see. And then here you got a few other chili plants. I don't actually know the name of loads of them. Chilies and nuggets, all mixed varieties. I'll stick them under one banner, as I don't know the name of all of them. And then I've got my aloe vera. I've had this for about quite a few years now. It's growing bigger and bigger every year. It's doing well, mashallah. And then next, my favourite, one of the favourite for a lot of the women who watch my channels. Just can't get enough of it, palm plants. These, a lot of people been asking me what type these are, and I've got confirmation from the missus. She does eat them. Bengal plants, they're called Banglapan. And here I've got my Bayleaf, which I have had since it was a little tree. It's given to me by a cousin. As you can see, it's doing well. And then here I've got my little miniature orange tree. As you can see, this is growing inside. Next, I've got various Bangladeshi. These are Deshi lemon plants. I've few grown from seed, and few I've got from cuttings, as you can see. These are oranges, I believe. These plants here, these are orange plants. They're grown from a pip, these ones. I grew them from a pip. Now this one here is a shatkara plant. I've got the name of it in English. It's a type of citrus. This is a cutting I got from Bangladesh. Mashallah, it's survived, no fruit yet. Next we got these. These are called Chinese kumra. I'm not quite sure what type of pumpkin they're called in English. And then I've got various other pumpkins growing, as you can see, mashallah. they're doing well. Next I got my bamboo plant. Bamboo, these are they're nice in the garden, but be careful of getting bamboo. And then here I've got my rhubarb. It's growing everywhere, massive rhubarb plant. I don't think we eat rhubarb, we don't do anything with it, it just keeps them growing. And here we've got my apple plant, apple tree. I've had a few apples this season, not that many this season. Last year I had a lot of apples. And here I've got the Bangladeshi keera. I'm saving this one for seed. We've eaten about 2 or 3. This one I'm keeping for seed. Next I've got my gooseberry. Loads of gooseberry this year. I think I've harvested about 3 or 4 times. Lovely gooseberry bush. And then I've got my strawberries growing on my bottles. I've eaten about 5-6 harvests I've had from these, and I've still got a few more growing. Best thing you can do, grow them in bottles rather than in pots on the floor. Next I've got my plum tree. Not that many plums this year. I've had about up to 10 plums I think. Last year I had a lot more. Then I've got my cherry tree. This year's been not too good. Last year very good. Don't know why this year been bad. Then I've got my pumpkin, large pumpkin. This is another variety. I don't think these become red. And then last but least, my thornless blackberry plant. This is it everyone. Thank you for watching, and assalamu alaikum.